Hello, this is Mide. Today, what I want to talk about is the effect of you seeking for other people's approval. I want you to understand that most of the time, whatever you go through in life, whatever you are or you find yourself doing, you are not alone and it is not strange to you. It happens to a whole lot of people. Okay, so when you're talking about validation, seeking for people's approval, it's totally normal. All right, it's normal in most cases because we are human and human being wants to belong, into a society. They want to have this sense of belonging. So one of the reasons why you find people seeking for validation, seeking for people's approval, maybe in the community, it could be in your school, it could be among your friends, it could be even your spouse. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you just want to feel loved, you want to feel that you belong, or you want to feel liked. It's normal. The only time that it starts to become a problem is when you cannot do anything without anybody approving what you want to do. At the long run, it becomes like a crush, something that you are in love with. It starts to have a negative effect on your self-growth, on the kind of person that you will eventually become. All right, so one of the negative effects of you seeking for other people's approval is the inability to be able to make decision on anything. You will start to lose the power to make decision concerning anything. The moment you don't get to see anybody doing what you want to do, then you feel like what you're about to do or what you're about to embark on is not okay. You don't have that courage anymore to start whatever you are thinking of or to do whatever that you had planned out for you, because there is nobody approving whatever it is that you want to do. Making decision becomes very difficult for you, and that is a terrible thing to happen to anyone, because it means that you're not going to move. You're not going to move forward in life. You're not going to move forward in your development. You're not going to be able to make any changes concerning you, concerning your life. Yes, it can be as terrible as you being stagnant. I mean it. Okay. Another negative effect is anxiety. Being nervous on whatever you want to do. You're not having people or someone to approve your action, your plan. You start to worry. You start to become nervous that whatever you want to do, then it is not good enough or it will not work out. And this could lead to depression. Your mood starts to drop. You become low in spirit because you feel it's not going to work out anyway. So you don't get to move ahead. You don't get to make any changes concerning you. The third one is that it will start to disconnect you from your intuition. All right, from your gut feeling. Sometimes you have it within you in your mind that what I want to do is what I need to do to achieve this or to achieve that. Or you just have a feeling that, okay, if I try this, it will work out. If I do this, it's going to be okay. Your feelings will tell you, your gut feelings will tell you. To me, I call it the Holy Spirit. All right, I'm a Christian. And I know that Holy Spirit is my companion. Most of the time, it talks to me. So in a situation where I want to seek what people will say or think about what I want to embark on, it means that I am seeking for physical validation, physical approval from people, and then I don't get to listen to what the Holy Spirit administered unto me. And if this continues, it only means that I will start to ignore what the Holy Spirit is saying to me that I should do. So in a situation where you think is your intuition, it is your gut feeling, if you continue to look for or to wait for people's approval on whatever action that you want to take, it means that you start to ignore your gut feeling as to whether what you are doing is going to be okay or it is what you need. And then as time goes on, believe me, you're going to start to feel miserable when you don't get to have enough approval or enough validation on your actions. So it disconnects you totally from your feelings, from your intuition, from your gut feelings, and from what you think within you that is going to work out. Most times, actually, if you follow what others talk about, say that is okay, you find out that you are not happy at the end of the day, because you actually did not do what you had in your mind that you wanted to do. You had gone ahead to do what people said is going to be okay. For me, it is one of the reasons why I begin to doubt my action. Oh, I wish I had done this, and I thought of it, but I didn't do it. Because of the Facebook, Instagram, and all that, you feel that it is because of them, the existence of all this, that is making you to seek validation, because you want to see how people are doing their own. You want to see if what you are doing is going to be okay by watching what people are doing or by following what people are saying. At the end of the day, you realize that it's actually not this platform that is affecting you. There is an internal rooted cause, of seeking people's opinion. So it is not Instagram, it is not Facebook, it is you. It is right there within you. Unconsciously, you had started depending on it, and you are finding it difficult to rely on yourself. Oftentimes, I had a plan. Sometimes I write my plan down, sometimes I just think of it, but at the end of the day, probably because I don't get to see people doing it, like it's a kind of trying to validate my plan, or I felt, oh, it's not going to work out. I'll just realize later that my plan, somebody was actually doing it, or somebody had executed it, and the person is still on it. Example is, there was a time I thought of having an outlet to start baking cake and something related to cake, maybe selling cake product, or maybe baking the cake. So I thought of what plan to do. I thought of how I'm going to go about it, what I'm going to do to sustain it, and because of one thing or the other, I just found out that I didn't get to do it anymore. I just stopped. And then one day I was just driving by and I saw a shop that was looking exactly like what I thought of. If I had gone ahead to execute that plan, it would have been a wonderful plan, but I did not. So that is the effect of you waiting for someone to approve your action, your thought that this thing that you are thinking of, this thing that you want to do is okay. And it's not always the best. Most of the time, people's opinion is usually based on their experience. If you come to seek for my opinion, it's going to be based on my experience, what I had gone through, and the result I was able to come up with through that experience. So if you are planning on doing something, then you should just do it. If you make any mistake along the way, you will learn from your mistake and you will make correction afterward. Alright? You can ask for help when you need a fresh perspective on something or a project. It's totally okay. It's just that you should make sure it does not become a crush. It does not become something that you love to do. When I said earlier on that nobody is actually perfect, and whatever you are going through, you're not alone in it. So right from time throughout, like my teenage year, the time that I was in school, I used to have this kind of feeling, especially if I have a male friend. I don't really know why I thought that I cannot survive without having friends and all that. Really, I don't. So there was this roommate I had. I was meeting her for the first time. It was the beginning of the first semester, and you want to get to know your friend and all that. So I went out one day to get a pant trouser for myself. So I booked for it. That place you have to like book for it because the person will sew it and you go back to get it. Then later on, my friend and I now decided to go shopping, for tops. So we got to this boutique and I saw a top. The material was soft and light. So I knew that top on a good day it wasn't actually what I could have gone for because of the way it was, but because of the pattern, the color, I knew it was going to blend well with the trouser that I booked for earlier on. So I was just feeling it, I was just touching it, and I was just thinking about it. But before I knew it, my friend that I went with to that boutique was just like, she just smacked my hand and was saying, you don't even have eye, you don't know something that is good, how can you be touching it, how can you like, you want to buy this, it's not fine. Like, I don't have like, I don't know something that is good, or I've forgotten exactly what she said, but she was totally negative. She made me feel bad actually. But I'm this kind of person that I argue more in my head, talk more in my head than sometimes than I say outside, because I was weighing how I should respond to her. I didn't like what she said, and we were just we were new together, so we're not old friends, so I did not want to like come out too strong. So I did not say anything to her at that moment, but I bought the top because I loved the color. I bought the top, and when we got to our hostel, after some times, we were together alone later. The next thing she said again was that make sure you don't wear that top until you are able to get a trouser, a pant, or something to go along with it. That's something that matches it, that you can wear it with. And I was like, in my head, I was thinking my top that I bought with my money, and I left her side, went into our room. I came out again after I had calmed down, and I was now like, okay, so I don't know why you're telling me not to wear my top until I got something. After all, I bought it with my money. And then she changed her voice and she was like, no, she's just telling me that it's a new top and I shouldn't wear it with what I already have, but I should try and get something that, my dear, even if I have an old pant, trouser, skirt, whatever that matches my top, I will definitely wear it. If I had gone ahead to do what she wanted, number one, I wouldn't have bought that top. Number two, I would have just believe what she said was right, that until I get something that will match it. The relationship I had with her was quite fresh, and I was being, careful, because I had not even started to confirm if I actually like her enough. It's just that we happened to live together and I was trying to establish a relationship with her. So when she came on strong on her opinion, I didn't feel good with it. So what I did was to act on my feeling. On a good day, I might want to follow what she said, but within me, I acted based on my feeling. And when I excused myself from her within that short period of time, I was able to analyze my feeling, and I felt okay. The way to go about it was to let her know in my own soft way, spoken way. I thought that no, you didn't buy it for me, you get. And so whatever I decide to do about it should not concern you. The moment you start to follow their suggestion, you start to do what they want you to do, it will become like a kind of loop that you find yourself difficult to come out of. Before I continue, please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel for more on self-growth. If you feel that you need to develop yourself, then you need to subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to give you loads and loads of tips and tricks on how to develop yourself. So click on the notification bell to get notified when I upload more video, and share my video, okay? The another negative effect that seeking people's approval could cause to you is that you will start to lose your self-worth. You become a doormat, you start to lose your respect, and they start to feel that they are better than you, because once they tell you that it is not okay and they give you the reason and you follow it, then they get to know that okay, they can actually wish their opinion on you anytime, and they feel that they are better than you. Most of the time, the way they talk to you will be quite disrespectful, because they know that you wait on them to tell you what to do. You wait on them to validate what your action is going to be, or what your response, what your plan is going to be. So it's not a good thing, really. It is not. In my next video, I will talk about how you can stop waiting on people's approval before you do anything. Until then, take care of yourself, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you, and bye bye. Bye bye. You like my mic? I don't even know if it's working actually. I spent a whole lot of money trying to get a mic. This is the second one, and I've spent almost, no, not almost, more than 10,000 actually, just to get a mini mic.